Hey, I'm Dave Karger for IMDb here at the 2018 Toronto International Film Festival. Very happy to be joined by Olivia Munn and Jacob Tremblay from The Predator. What's going on, guys?
Thanks for having us.
Great to see you both. So I need to know, Jacob, if you were allowed to go to your midnight premiere last night of this movie.
I actually wasn't there because I was filming a movie.
Wow.
It's not his bedtime, it's his career.
Exactly. What happens in both of your lives when you get cast in a Predator movie? Do you instantly call all your friends? Do you rent all the old movies and start watching them? What's the first thing that you did?
The first thing I did was watch the original Predator, because when it came out, it was during this period of my life where my mom had decided that none of the kids were allowed to watch scary movies anymore, which only lasted like a few months because there's 5 of us and only 1 of her. So we definitely came back around and got to watch the scary ones. But it kind of came out during that little window, so I didn't get to watch until I signed on for this movie. And of course, immediately loved it and could see why it was an instant classic right away. Yeah. But you didn't see it until, he was not even
born. I heard about the Predator, but I never actually watched the movies until I heard about the role, and when I got the role, I guess I just celebrated. I went out for dinner with my family.
Nice.
What do you eat when you celebrate?
McDonald's.
No. I knew I liked you, Jacob.
Tim Hortons.
Hey. Olivia, where exactly do you go to find your inner evolutionary biologist?
Actually, great question. My brother is getting his PhD in physics right now, so I went to him, and we would talk about just the science and math that was in the script, and I would ask him, if it was possible and aliens did exist, would this math make sense, or what they saying make sense? And we would work on it and talk about it, and until we got to the point where we're like, if aliens existed, right, this would be possible.
It's a big if.
And on the other side, my sister graduated magna cum laude from law school, so I'm the disappointment in my family, for sure. But she loves language, and so I would talk with her about just some of the dialogue in the script. And there's this scene in the movie where my character says to Sterling's character about the word predator, that it's actually, predator wouldn't make sense because, predators, they hunt and kill because they need to eat. What you're talking about is more like a bass fisherman, like a sports hunter.
Yeah.
That conversation that was in the movie was a direct conversation I had with my sister. I literally just said, just stop, and I just started writing, because she was like, well, predator doesn't really make sense. It never really has made sense because da-da-da-da. And it's like she just starts rambling, and I took that conversation and brought it to the director, and then that's what we see on film.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Jacob, I remember when I met you a few years ago during Room, and all you basically wanted to talk about was your love of Star Wars and like those kind of movies. So how cool is it for you to be in this kind of movie and to get to wear a mask that you get to wear in the movie? How psyched were you?
This was actually my first action movie ever, so it was pretty exciting for me. I really enjoyed every day on set. I got to do stunts, and on set I learned how to do my Arnold accent.
Which is spot on.
Get to the chopper. You are one ugly mother.
Well done. How's yours?
He does all my accents for me.
Okay, good.
And my stunts. He does my
Nice.
stunts and my accents.
Did you get to keep anything from the movie?
I have a prop box cutter.
Wait, you have?
Ooh.
Whoa! I didn't get to keep anything.
Yeah, in the scene where I open the box.
Is it a sharp box cutter?
No, it's a prop. It's fake.
Oh.
Okay, good.
So
I
think
like that.
That's
pretty
appropriate.
cool.
Right. Okay.
That is really cool.
Olivia-
I took the entire Predator costume, so.
Nice. Yeah. What did the Predator or Predators actually look like on the day on the set?
They were right. They're like these guys who are almost.
Intense.
Yeah, they're like 7 feet tall inside of the suit that has platforms on the bottom. Plus, this, the headpiece is so big. So I don't even know how tall they were at the end, but they have these 4 guys behind them, that work the animatronics, and the mouth and everything moves in this way. You see like the saliva and the spit strings. It was so creepy, and like they have that. The first time I ever saw the Predator in real life, I was walking through the offices of the studio. And if I was on set, I would have not, reacted this way. But you don't expect to see this when you're walking around the offices. And I turned a corner, and one of the guys who was the stunt doubles in the costume was working out like his walk and figuring out with the animatronic guys behind him. and he was working on that thing. So I kind of heard something. I was like, that's strange. And I walk around the corner, and I see him come around the corner, and I screamed and hit the wall. I was like, oh my God! And he just was like, and then he kind of looks at me, he's like, hey, Olivia. And I was like, and there's a moment when you're like, if you're on set, you're anticipating it, but in real life, when you see something like that, I mean, it's like if you ever, when you go to the ocean, you're kind of like looking around, you're like, oh, okay, that's a fish. I haven't seen a fish like that before. That's some seaweed. But you kind of have. But when you see something like that, you don't belong here.
All right.
That's not normal.
Did you ever get scared on the set?
Actually, no. I was more in awe because it looked really cool.
They did the right thing and said, Jacob, we're gonna take you in to see the Predator.
Right.
They're like not gonna have him walk around at McDonald's with him.
All right. Oh, excuse me. Since we're in.
Oh.
Hold on.
Games.
Oh yeah. One last thing. Since we're in Canada, I'm going to ask our Canadian. Are you Canadian?
No, but I wish I was.
Either am I. I'm going to ask our Canadian to pick a question out of our IMDb Mountie hat, read it out loud, and you guys are going to answer it.
Okay.
In the mic.
Okay. TIFF is a festival for film lovers. What else do you wish there was a festival for? Food.
Like what?
Poutine.
Nice. Very Canadian.
Very Canadian answer. I wish there was a cinnamon roll festival. Those big, soft cinnamon rolls, where we could jump into a massive center of a cinnamon roll.
Yes,
You know,
the
like those
fillet.
the fillet.
The best
That would be
part.
amazing. Just jump around in it, hang out, eat a little bit, sit down.
I'll meet you there.
No.
I've never tried poutine, but so I need to try it, but so I can't speak to that.
Do you know what poutine is?
It's the fries with the gravy?
Cheese curds.
Oh, okay.
Best thing ever.
Right. Okay.
It's very unhealthy, but it's
In
good.
moderation.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Well, guys, I'm so happy you came by to see us. Jacob Tremblay and Olivia Munn.
Thank you so
The
much.
Predator. See it.